Hello and welcome to my math companion. In this video, we will explore a challenge problem involving decimals and fractions. We will try to represent a recurring decimal as a fraction. So this question tells us to represent 2.327 recurring as a fraction. The first point to note here is that only the 27 is recurring. The 3 is not recurring. So this decimal would be 2.3272727 and so on. Next, we will call this fraction, the fraction that represents this decimal, as x, since we do not know what this fraction is. The next step is extremely important. We will multiply the entire decimal by 10 to the power of k, where k is the number of repeating digits. So k is the number of repeating digits. A lot of students make a mistake here, and they would instead multiply this decimal by 10 to the power of 3 instead of 10 to the power of 2. Since there are only two recurring numbers in this decimal, that is 2 and 7, we will only multiply it by 100 and not by 1000, because the 3 is not recurring. So now we will do 2.327 times 100, which is 10 squared, and that gives us 232.72, not 232.27 but 232.72. This is also a place where a lot of students make mistakes, where they would instead write 232.27, but when you actually multiply the decimal, you would get decimal place moves 1 point and then another, so you'd get 232.72 recurring. And we will also multiply the fraction, that is x, by 100, and we will get 100x is 232.72 recurring. Now we need to somehow eliminate this recurring part, and you will see now why we multiplied it by 100, because in the next step we will actually eliminate this entire recurrent part. So we will subtract x from 100x. And what does that mean? We will subtract 2.327 recurring, our original decimal, from 232.72 recurring. So that's what it would look like. So now when we subtract, we will see that this from 272 onwards, in both the decimals, the entire decimal is the same. This would be 232.7272727, and here you would get 2.3272727. So this part is cut, and this part is cut, and everything after it, and thus we are left with 99x is equal to 230. 99x is equal to 230.4, since 232.7 minus 2.3 is 230.4. Now note that 232.72 recurring is the same as 232.7272 recurring. I have added two more digits here in order to account for the extra one digit in this part. Let me just get my highlighter. So I have extended this in order to account for this increased decimal point here. So now we will get 99x is equal to 230.4, and now we must solve for x just like any normal single variable equation. So we will get x is equal to 230.4 divided by 99. We divide by 99 on both sides, and we do not want a decimal place in our fraction, so we will multiply by 10 on the numerator and the denominator in order to get rid of this decimal point, and we will get 2304 divided by 990, and we divide by 18 on the numerator and denominator, since that is the highest common factor of the numerator and denominator, and a simplified fraction is thus 128 upon 55. Now you can check this on a calculator. It will give you 2.327 recurring. So that is how you represent a recurring decimal as a fraction.